She is my wife, my property.
No, not anymore.
Believe it or not, I did this entire scene with one prompt in Leonardo AI. Let me show you how I did that and how you can actually apply that to other platforms that are doing this kind of text to audio visual, or TTAV as I call it, including Kling AI and even CapCut. So right now we are in the Leonardo AI dashboard. And as you can see, this is a paid subscription account. Now you want to be very careful about using video generation in Leonardo, especially if you're trying to conserve tokens, because what I'm about to show you is going to be pretty pricey in the tokens range. Let me explain. So right now we are in video generation motion too fast. If you want to do something, any kind of video generation, this is the place to be. However, if you want to do audio and video in one, then you're going to need to choose the right model. So here's what you do. Right now, I'm in Leonardo video generation, as you can see right here. And here are the different models. I mean, it's got Kling, it's got Sora in here, Hilo, which I've heard of. But what you want to do is you want to find one that has audio in it. And there are quite a few. There's Sora, has audio. And I did this one initially in VO3 versus VO3 fast. Let me tell you the difference. VO3 fast is all about speed. VO3 is all about quality. And it just so happens that VO3, the one about quality, can be pretty expensive. See, it costs 1875 tokens to run. Now, for this one, I want to actually go ahead and try VO 3.1. And you'll see here it has a start frame and end frame, an image reference, and audio. So it's got everything in it that you can use. So go ahead and choose that one. And you can choose between 4 seconds, 6 seconds, and 8 seconds. Quality and high quality. So if you want to do something high quality, you do 1080. I'm going to do 16:9 because I'm doing this for more of a panoramic look. And that's it. So I'm going to go in here. Now I'm going to go ahead and blow up the prompt so I can show you the different elements of it. Now this is a prompt for a multi-character scene. It's a bit advanced, but I wanted to go ahead and give you guys a few pieces of advice on how to create the prompt for such a complex scene. Now here we have the setting of the scene. It's a tense night scene, Edwardian style, which is the time period the story takes place. I wrote that. Ayubia, which is the fictional area that this takes place. And you'll notice you'll have a lot of parentheses out here. The parentheses are just basically documentation, which I've done that before in Leonardo, but now it's taken on a more powerful role, where it gives the video generation model an idea of how to lay out the scene and how to lay out the surroundings of the scene. There are 3 characters in this scene, only 2 are speaking. So Lisbeth, and she is 18 years old, and how she's dressed. So in future, the idea is that I can refer to this character, Lisbeth, in such a similar scene and not have to go through it again about how she looks. Next is Clairvoy. She's the second character in the scene, and this is how she looks, and it's also in parentheses as well. And then there's Graham, and his appearance. So right now I'm setting up the appearances of the character. And I'm also saying that Clairvoy, outside of the parentheses, what she is doing, she's facing the open door and she's raising her shotgun, pointing it at Graham, who's standing there. It's a tense scene, as specified. So when it comes to that, I've already shown the platform what Graham looks like. So now the parentheses is going to be about how he speaks, the emotions involved. So now Graham, how he looks, parentheses, with a raspy, angry, thick, male British accented English voice, heavy. So you want to make sure that if your character has a South African accent, or if they have a Jamaican accent, or whatever they have, you have to put that in there because the default is going to be American English. That's just how it's going to come out, or it's going to come out with whatever accent it wants. So in this case, I make sure to say I want a male British accented English voice. And what he's saying, how he's screaming, could be yelling, screaming, whispering, whatever it is, use the verb appropriate. And then when I'm speaking, when I'm actually referring to the dialogue, I use quotation marks. These are very important. Always remember to use quotation marks. And also, do not use all capitals. What I find is that the model takes capitals as acronyms. So if you put in no in all capitals, it'll come out as NO.
No, not anymore.
So make sure that all your text is appropriately capitalized and not overly capitalized. What I do find is that exclamation points and other punctuation also does help. So keep that in mind. Don't overuse those either. But open and close parentheses of the particular dialogue. Then this part right here is very important. As the speaker switches, I've been playing around with where I can put it. Sometimes I actually put it in the parentheses, and now I'm trying to put it before the next person speaks so that the model realizes that someone else is now about to speak. So I've chosen clairvoyant and how she is speaking with a strong Black African accented English. And then how her voice sounds steady, daring, voice of authority. And I'm also making sure I emphasize, and maybe I'm overemphasizing with that her back is to the camera, but I've had issues where she's pointing the gun at Lisbeth, which I don't want her to do, and all this other stuff. So again, it's AI. It'll take a few iterations and you can actually wind up splicing it, but this is actually really great. So once we have that done, she speaks again with the proper, let me actually put this as capital NO, just regular punctuation or regular capitalization. And then this is her dialogue, no, not anymore. So this is the breakdown. You describe the exterior, how the character, where the location is. Then describe how the characters look. Then once you get into the dialogue, you go ahead and describe the characters' voices, their tone, if they have accents, how they sound, if it's heavy, if it's light, if they're crying, whatever. And then you make sure that your dialogue is in quotation marks with appropriate capitalization. Don't overcapitalize. So if you follow this kind of detail in your prompts, you'll get a better result no matter what you choose. So let's go ahead and run this and see how it goes. One other thing before we run it, I want to make sure you understand is that this is a start frame. You have to put in a start image so that the model knows what to work with. This I generated here in Leonardo. It's an image of the scene and it was the best one that I could find. And if you don't have something like that, you can actually just import it from another location. But if you don't have a start frame, it's going to do what it wants and it's not going to be what you want. So go ahead and put in a start frame image that it can work with. And then once you have that done, go ahead and run it. Now what I did was I actually did two different models. I tried to do Sora, but Sora was not generating properly, so that's out of the picture until I give that a try. But I decided to do Kling 2.6 as well as VO3. So here are the results you can judge for yourself. So here is the VO3 result.
She is my wife, my property. No!
No, not anymore.
So as you can probably see, the dialogue and the character kind of got mangled in VO3. So now let's give the other one a try, which is Kling 2.6.
She is my wife, my property.
No, not anymore.
The Kling 2.6 render came out much better. Was not expecting Elizabeth to speak, but it actually kind of fits the scene a little bit. I think with this one, it just proves that VO3 can work, but sometimes it works, it's a little bit more temperamental at times, whereas Kling 2.6 I have found has been very reliable and steady when, I can work with the renders. But either way, both of these are great. You can find, everyone who's working with them can find a way to use that or Sora when it does work, or Kling 2.6 to create text to audio visual. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions about the prompting, or if you have any preference between VO, Sora, or 2.6 Kling. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for your time, and I will see you in the next video.